This fearless caddis is the raddest, has skills of the baddest. Magic,
Swinging Porygon,
low status, practically unmatched. Runs all of the gamut, in fact.
he's a
Games and
leprechaun.
chatting, bent wizardly hatting, questing, stacking, napping. This
Can't diversify.
witty banter, seeking kitty answers. Rolls 1 to scamper. Tune in,
And enjoy the ride.
Brady, the RPG cat. Brady, the RPG cat.
Here we go. It's another day of, well, this apparently.
Hooray!
Hello, folks. Cats and kittens, felines and felidae, humans and variant humans, and every race, class, and subclass. Welcome to another episode of Brainy the RPG Cat. Tonight, we are playing Pokemon Champions, and there was no plan for this. There was no initial schedule, but yeah, we're totally doing this. Take a half a second to, tell whether or not, the game is audible. So, I've been doing this on mobile, which is something that I'm not quite as well versed in. I think the output is just coming out in the desktop audio, so... And that was doubled up for a second there. Alright, so... I have been making a little progress in this game, as I did figure out how to put my Pokemon put my Pokemon home count on here. Is that my Pokemon home possesses a lot of Pokemon that I had added to it from previous games. Only a handful of them are actually, you're allowed to download this game, and they're only allowed to use certain kinds of moves. So I had been working on that, and then I've just kind of been working on a VC here. That I absolutely know that, I've mostly been playing in single battle rank 2. And so my secondary team right now is the one that has Skeledirge, Luxray, Vileplume, Cleaver, Golurk, and Pangoro in it. It's a rebuilding year. They quite honestly, have not been doing so well, so I'm going to just continue to go with my Team 1. And let's just go ahead and let's start with some basic matchmaking here. Okay, Water, Ghost, Rock, Bug, Fairy, and Dragon. So, yeah, nothing too particularly... Well, so it might be good to use Chandelure, and then I might want to bring Dragonite instead of Milotic, and then... Oh gee, what do I use against the fairy types? Yeah, probably, well, Grimmsnarl, except that, he has a weakness against fairy as well, so. See how that works out. Alright. Palafin at first. Okay, it was a mistake to start with the fire type. Okay, yeah, I'm immediately switching this one. Let's use Dragonite. Palafin is a transforming Pokemon, but it is a Pokemon that only transforms after you swap it out. So, you know, never mind all of the already existing Mega Evolution Pokemon that are in this game. Okay. I was half banking on them freezing, but also they don't seem to be doing a lot of damage to me, so figure that one out. Okay, Fire Blast just kind of a much better attack when it comes to sheer attack power, so... Well, here comes Palafin again, and now they are in their heroic transformation form. See if pummeling them with dragon attacks will do something. Well, they avoided that one. Of course, the superhero Pokemon is more than likely inclined to avoid meteor or falling meteors. Alright. There's a little bit more agility. Alright. Fighting again. On Draco Meteor is effective. I hope it actually lands this time. There's a chance that might happen. Dragonite is uncharacteristically tanky during this battle. Okay, down goes Palafin. That's two of their Pokemon down. I'm sure that this has a tendency to... Palafin works out in some battles, but definitely not this one here. I only have standard attacks, but there's no reason to withdraw Dragonite because he's doing so well. Everything ineffective except fire. I mean, Aggron, I believe, is a partial steel type, and that's why fire is doing any damage at all. Never mind throwing meteors if you have a meteor beam, if you just have a beam that shoots space rocks at your opponent, and that works somehow, because Pokemon logic. Well, my luck seems to have run out. Alright, so what else are we doing here? We are doing... against Aggron. Unfortunately, I probably should have brought my ground type, but instead I'm going to try to use Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl, that half dark and half fairy type that was brought to us via the most recent Pokemon release. Okay, that did almost nothing. Okay, well, he is on the ropes though, so yeah, this is a lock. This one's in the bag. You know, assuming that they don't stop dodging each other. There we go. Well, Grimmsnarl just having that one grass attack was incredibly useful. And here we are. No, I think at one point we dropped from rank 3 to rank 2. But that is just the game. That is the Pokemon game. Find another opponent almost immediately. Okay, so lots of fire. There's a dark, and then there's a steel. I'm gonna need Chandelure in order to deal with the steel types. And then, of course, I may bring Milotic into this because there are actual fire types in this lineup. And then, for the ground, well, maybe Mudstale this time because he'll be able to deal with the ice character, I believe also the steel character. Okay, some contemporary music. It isn't as though I don't love the Game Boy tracks, but you know, let's keep things a little bit more contemporary. Scrafty, I believe, is supposed to be a dark type. Yeah, most of my abilities are ineffective here, but nothing beats a good old flamethrower. Interesting choice. Well, you went from the to the water type, so it's understandable that they had done that. Not very effective. Okay, well, to complete this game, I don't have anything to throw at it except for perhaps another water type. Of course they were going to choose Chandelure. Chandelure was a starter. Maybe I mistook it for an ice type. Alright. Don't have too many things that are effective, but I also just have tanking on my side. I have the power of staying upright and taking a lot of damage. That did very little damage. Unfortunately, yeah, it looks very much as though I am going to lose this entire battle to this one Primalina. That's an awful shame. He has a fighting, as a parting shot, I might be able to inflict a burn. More than likely to happen when something is not effective that it will cause a status effect. A little bit of a balance thing going on there. Oh, okay, they encored me. I guess they want Scald multiple times. That's getting double hurt by both Burn and Wrap. If I keep them in the battle, then they're only capable of using Scald, so... this is not the person I would want to switch in. Round very weak to water. I really did choose the wrong lineup here. It happens sometimes. That took more than half of its health. Double Edge. I don't think Double Edge goes first. No, it definitely doesn't. Mudsdale, very strong, but also extremely slow-moving Pokemon, even for a horse. I am so dead. I'm so glad everybody tuned in just now, particularly on TikTok. Hey, everybody out there. Yeah. You're about to see my spiritual pantsing. That did very little damage. Is it just because I'm Omega? Okay, well, if nothing else, I succeeded in knocking out Boomerang. So at least I got that going for me, you know, which is nice. Okay. Out comes Garchomp. This is not ideal, because I have very little to no abilities that are capable of taking care of dragons right now. I mean, I always, as a rule, bring in one dragon to every Pokemon fight, but yeah, he's on the sick list right now, or actually, he was the first one that got fainted. No, actually, Milotic is still up, but they're not going to last very long in this. Because I know that they're going to go second. They're a bit of a slow-moving Pokemon as well. Okay, well, that was a defeat, but respectfully, I knew that it was going to be a defeat. Okay, it doesn't matter how much I slide in ranked, I am still fighting. I've still got the fight in me. Get ready to battle some dude from Korean, who I don't know because I don't know how to speak Korean. Okay, pretty well balanced team. They have the evolved Mudkip. That's a little bit daunting right there. Okay, very high likelihood that they are going to lead with a fire type. So Milotic. Then I will take Chandelure, and then, yeah, there is also a flying type, so I'll take Raichu. Alright. Raichu was given to me as part of a premium, and I'm assuming everybody uses them, and they also gave me both evolution stones for Raichu, so it's been advantageous. Okay, starting with water on water. I don't have, you know, Milotic, to their downsides, they do not have a lot of super effective attacks. So I'm going to attempt to switch. Alright. Okay, got taken on a hurricane. And confused. Oh, this is gonna be jolly. Alright, well, confused or not, I am going to attempt that Voltagle. Mega Evolved Raichu, who quite honestly looks more like Pikachu than anything. Okay, going through. Oh no, well, I think they were able to endure it because of the one berry that they had. Oh no, that's not true. They found it. It lessened the damage that they took. But that damage was going to be all damage, it doesn't matter what. Okay, Swampert. Well, so despite Swampert looking like a water type, it's also partially a ground type. And I don't think I can use electricity, but I can use the one grass attack, Trailblaze. Oh, and they're gonna Mega Evolve it too. Wow, look at that total unit right there. Here comes Earthquake. Yep, down I go. Clearly, Swampert was the one to beat here. Okay, not a good idea to send out Chandelier, so we've got to send out Militech. So once again, I'm hoping Scald results in a burn. Oh, they did a lot of damage to me, though. Okay, no such luck. I probably need to put Focus Sash on Militech so that they won't faint so easily. That they'll stay up with 1 HP. Okay, this isn't going to do anything of any particular consequence. And I already Mega Evolved Raichu, so yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it again. This better be the mother of all Shadow Balls. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, I'm gonna be Earthquaked into oblivion now. Oh no, down I go. So many ways I could have handled that better. Alright. Well, do not let defeat deter me instantly. Let us keep pressing our luck. Or keep pressing this button. Basically the same thing at this point. Alright, what are we up against now? Okay. Yeah, still lots of dragons in the lineup. Okay. Yeah, Gengar's here, and so is Beedrill. It might be good to have Chandelure, but they shouldn't be my first. I'll use Dragonite. I will use... Let me see. I should take Mugsdale because they would be good against Gengar. And maybe also Raichu because they would be good against Palafin. Alright. Don't look now, but we're still in the tournament, folks. Alright. Aggron. Almost feels like I'm fighting an arch nemesis here. Oh, yeah. Fire Blast does normal damage, but it's also the strongest fire attack, so it'll bound to do a lot of damage. Okay, managed to avoid a rock slide. Alright, let's Fire Blast this guy out of town. Alright, first Pokemon down. In comes Palafin, will not be so easily dealt with. I'm gonna try, yeah, to see if I can actually freeze, which is highly unlikely against a water type. Alright. You know, potentially switching out Pokemon is probably the more difficult task. So you gotta have a Pokemon that just has a good toolkit, and that's probably the reason I keep Dragonite on my team, even though I do have a Milotic who is partially a water type and a dragon type. Oh gee, it's the especially cute Eevee. They are expecting me to do damage, to do harm to the especially cute Eevee. So, they have a fairy move, which actually might be quite bad for me because I believe dragons are weak against fairies. Alright, okay, this time I managed to get that freeze. So at least I got that going for me. Now time for Draco Meteor. Oh, no effect, okay. I did not realize that, and now I just entered it twice. Okay, they're gonna faint the next turn, so why not one more Ice Beam? So, what do I potentially bring against cutesy Pokemon? Well, fairy types are also quite weak against fire, but I didn't think to bring that. Okay, it might be time to try to do the Mega Evolution again. It's Mega Evolution, baby. Okay, well, it did normal damage, but it did a lot of normal damage. Down you go. Well, after having lost all of my HP in the first few Great Ball tier battles, it's good to gain some back. Thank you to everyone who is watching, particularly all of those of you who are watching on TikTok. Probably my biggest audience at the moment. Alright, let's see. Oh man, they got one of those Ghost Cyndaquils. That's a little bit intimidating. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to need a Dragon on this team. I'll let Dragonite be the leader. Okay, against a normal type. Well, I don't really have anything against the normal type. Ground and Ghost, and then that'll probably be Mudsdale. And probably Milotic as well. Bring out the mostly dragon team. Okay, starting out with Snorlax. I mean, if you start out with Snorlax, then that Snorlax has got a pretty patented strat. So I better tread cautiously here. Okay, I was hoping to freeze, but that, yeah, no such luck. I'm getting body slam. Okay, didn't do a lot of damage, but it did paralyze me. And that brought back most of their health. Okay, that did significantly more damage, but then I'm bound to get significantly more damage back. I think when I originally played Red and Blue is that I would do a lot of body slams as well. Okay, get to Quick Claw into this one. Oh, but then they get to dodge. And then they get to flat me again. Ow. Nothing is hurt except my pride, folks. Alright. How do I get myself out of this? Okay. Time for a regular sumo battle. I'll bring out Mudsdale. Well, I'm quicker than Snorlax, It's amazing to see Mud the Stale be picked quicker than anybody. Okay, and then he has his Dragonite. Alright, let's try some double edge. As they're pulling the same gambit on me, they're trying to see if I'll get frozen. You know, I probably should have brought Grimmsnarl to this. They would have made quick work of him. Alright. Okay, time to put Mudsdale back into the... Well, you know, supposing that they don't die this turn. Okay, this just leaves Milotic to clean up. See if that's actually a thing that can happen. Alright. Of course, Dragon on Dragon means that you can use Dragon-type moves against each other. Milotic might have a slightly stronger dragon move than this. It's all just a matter of speed, and unfortunately, Dragonite speed is more than mine. Go. Okay, Dragonite is down, but they have one Pokemon left, and I'm on the ropes, so... Yeah, Hydreigon. He brought out their other dragon. Swell. Be first, Milotic. Be first. Come on, let's do this. And there's a swell. Yeah, I'm just here to finish the job. Yeah, I should pay more attention to a group that has more than 2 dragons. I probably should bring out my fairy type. Alright. I tirelessly endeavor to fulfill my destiny of becoming a Pokemon champion. Alright. 3 Pokemon to battle. Extremely varied team. Okay. I might want Raichu in the front line because they're more than likely going to bring out Staryu first. And then Milotic to deal with the fire types. And then there's a significant amount of grass, but then there's also a ground type. Gosh, I really could have used a... I really could have used a grass type in here. Alright. Okay, we're back to 8-bit music. I mean, I think this is the red and blue theme, so... Yeah, it just doesn't get more retro than this, folks. Alright. Let's play rough against his fairy side. This is that very special type of Meowscarade that also changes their attack type multiple times. Well, if you're an ice type, then I am bringing out somebody who plays fire. That's all I gotta say about that. Oh, wow. Okay, I was severely iced at that point. I don't think anything is going to help get me out of this conundrum. One serious tricked out Ice Gator, a little Carrie Strug and all of us. The masquerade that I am fighting. Hello, Dunky Donut. Thank you very much for tuning in. How are you doing tonight? I hope you're having a good time. Ow. Plant bomb! Plant bomb. This was over before it began. Omae wa mo shindiru. I'm hashtag Poggers. You know, usually I play Poggers with milk caps. I have never played it with hashtags before. And there's got to be something to do. It might be a little bit easier. It might have something to do with reducing the wind resistance or something. For a long time, I didn't understand why people were saying Poggers, because it didn't equate to me that that they were just talking about Pogs, the game that I used to play in grade school. Okay, there are 2 bug types in here, so I'm definitely bringing in Chandelure. Then, yeah, normal type, ice type, and grass type. Yeah, fire is highly effective against this team. But also, significant amount of dragons, so I'm going to put both Dragonite and Milotic on the roster. Ooh, the fighting bird. I always thought it was a way of saying play of the game, but yeah, well, that would actually make a little bit more sense to me. Okay, Mega Evolve. Because it's not enough for me to have a Chandelure Pokemon. I have to have an extremely good looking Chandelure Pokemon. Alucha has agility, but unfortunately not a lot of HP. Out comes Beedrill. And the exact same thing is bound to happen to Beedrill, because they're a bug type. Every once in a while, I feel like, you know, they throw something at me this easy, so I don't feel bad about losing multiple games in a row. Unfortunately, yeah, this is where Chandelure's luck runs out. Man. The downside to them is they don't have anything that causes status effects. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna have a dragon fight now. Of course, I like to go with the OG. I love you, you love me. Okay, that takes care of that. One match one indeed. Gotta see if I can still continue to climb the ranks. Okay, what do we have here? We have that funny skyscraper dragon in this one. Yeah, so 2 dragons again. This is a Raichu. Okay, so I think I am going to need to start with Dragonite, and then I will follow up with Mudsdale. And then they have Sliggoo. I'm pretty sure Sliggoo is a fairy type. That's kind of a funny thing. Well, I barely rarely bring them out, but maybe this is the time to do it. I'll pick Grimmsnarl as my third. You know, if this doesn't work out, I'm cutting Grimmsnarl. I'm replacing them with a grass type. Very much in need of one. Okay, this can't be good. Everything does normal damage against them. Well, that is, you know, if I'm correct, and, you know, they're a fairy type. Oh, they've got a quick claw, too. I don't even get that advantage. Okay, well, they got a Dragon Pulse. I'm able to withstand that a little bit more. Let's see how they feel about the Meteor. Nope, they can stay up against that. This is one heck of a dragon fight, folks. Although, you know, I really wanted the opportunity to play this, maybe I should take it. Alright. Acid Spray. Okay, that didn't do a lot, but it is super effective. I was half expecting to get poisoned as well. Oh, brother. Yeah, Fairy type is not as effective against this as I believed it was. And then there's that. Drat. Okay, I'm halved with one, I'm two'd at one. Maybe Slugoo is a poison type. It would make sense if they're a poison type. Earthquake seems to be super effective. Okay, yeah. Water Pulse super effective, but not particularly strong here. Down you go. Okay, here comes Garchomp. In addition to them being... Oh, Reaper is here. Thank you very much for resubscribing for 5 months. Brady, don't buy the life-size Lopunny. I'm afraid that ship has already sailed. Yeah, everything here is just going to be a normal attack. Oh, and they're also going to go Mega, so... Gosh, what a scary looking guy. And look at how chiseled that chin is. They're gonna Earthquake me. It seems to do a lot of damage. I'm gonna Earthquake them. It seems to do a lot of damage. Well, it says, I have been attacked by fire. It did normal damage. I certainly hope that didn't bring out Raichu, because, yeah, there goes my Raichu immunity. Well, time for Dragon on Dragon, and I get Quick Claw, so thank goodness. Okay, that takes care of Garchomp. Nothing quite like the classics at times. Okay, Archulodon, who is the Steel Dragon type. I was rather afraid I was gonna have to run into this. So yeah, they're not standard weak against fire. Yeah, that just took a quarter off of them. I am so dead. It's a good Pokemon to use leftovers with. So it being a dragon type too is that it is not does not have immunity to fire, but is still incredibly weak to fire. Everything is normal damage, but the thing just has so much gosh darn HP. They. Pretty well balanced team. Is I don't think any one configuration is going to beat everybody. Just on the off chance that they bring out that Raichu first, I'll put in Mudsdale in the lead, and then significant amount of dragons. No, but there is a good decent fire type and a steel type, so Milotic should go in there. And then I might need the backup fire attack, so I'll bring out Dragonite as well. Okay, we actually got a good combo out of the gate. Although I think they levitate, and yeah, Earthquake doesn't have any effect on them. The rat. Okay, that didn't do nearly as much as I was thought I would. So I guess I'm gonna do double edge now. I'd rather keep trying to do Flare Blitz against me. Okay, Charizard is taken care of. I'm hoping that, you know, when they bring out the next person, that I might be able to get in a rest. Against Raichu, Mazdeath. Alright. Oh, of course. Well, you know, of course, Raichu is also going to have the annoying habit of going first. They're very happy that that happened because, yeah, they take out the person who was most likely to do super effective attacks against them. Everything standard effectiveness. Throw in Ice Beam because there's a chance I might freeze it. Still doing Play Rough. And it is super effective, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Doesn't I occasionally get a quick claw out of this? No. No, I suppose. I don't believe that I will. Okay, Milotic is even more boned in this situation. Oh, what can we do about this? Not a whole heck of a lot. Try Dragon Pulse again. I am so dead. Yeah. I should have leveled them up more. Well, never mind the fact that this is tournament style, so there are no levels. Let's see. Okay, they got a great big pitcher plant here, and a good amount of dragons. So I might want to lead with Militech, and then follow that up with Chandelure, and then they also do have a substantial electric type, so I'll bring Mudsdale. Maybe I need a flying type instead. I should swap Grimmsnarl for Corviknight. Okay, definitely not the matchup that I wanted. Okay, let's go ahead and let's immediately rectify that. You didn't think that it would be that easy, did you? Of course. They're more than likely going to want to switch out now. But they didn't. Okay, well, take the Earthquake if you like. You'll be sorry. Okay, here's Hawlucha again. I don't know how to hatch this. I do believe that fighting attacks are strong against ground, but, you know, somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. I haven't taken any damage, so there's no reason to rest out. Oh, you know, also Double Edge is a normal attack, so it can't be very strong against fighting type, except that did normal damage. Okay, well, I'm gonna go for it again. Feel my horsepower. In comes Steelix. I'm gonna see if I can get the rest in. Rock Polish makes Steelix extremely fast, particularly for a rock type. So while they're taking a nap, pop in Chandelure. Oh, heavy slam, nothing daunting about that. Alright. Now we make a evolve and use Flamethrower. Down goes Steelix. Let's see if we can actually get a substantial streak going this time. Okay, so... Okay, I see all Earth Dark in there. Who do I typically use against Earth Dark? Okay, well... Mudsdale would be good. Yeah, substantial amount of fire types on this team, so yeah, definitely bring out Milotic. Because that ground and water would be a good combination there. And then one fairy type. My gut is telling me Dragonite, because Dragonite will withstand a battle longer than Grimmsnarl will. Alright. Oh, of course, we do have to start with the fairy type. Alright. Okay, that did very little. Okay, they trick-ruined me. I think that means that they're going to be going first from now on. Okay, out goes Hatterene. In comes Aggron. I wish I chose... Well, I did choose Earthquake. Okay. Okay, they managed to stay up with Sturdy. Okay, well, I'm just gonna Earthquake again. And that takes care of that. So, Hatterene again. Should I persist in fighting them? Yeah, because I haven't even lost any, I haven't even taken any damage yet. Are you really stat raising? I'm sure Hatterene is really good for, you know, a lot of, stat-based strats, but unfortunately, that's not going to help them against an Earthquake. Okay, finally Delphox, who is a fire type, and I bet they wish they didn't run into this. They didn't want to find themselves in this particular situation. And they're gonna Mega. I tend to think that, yeah, Delphox has probably one of the cooler Mega forms. Oh, well, that can also levitate, I have just learned. And they have Grass Knot. Okay, well... Now, the Twisted dimensions have returned to normal. I don't necessarily believe that, yeah. I'm pretty sure Delphox is faster than I am. Okay, good move indeed. Alright, out comes Milotic. You Scald. You know, Grass Knot getting rather irritating at this point. It's super effective. Did it cause a burn? Of course not. Not against a fire type. It may take 2 Pokemon to take down 1 Mega Pokemon, but it's gonna happen. We're gonna do this. Alright. I've wanted to get the Mega Stone for Dragonite for a while. Probably will have enough money for it once I'm done with this battle. I was hoping for Quick Claw, but less of that. All cards played right. Andres Yagami. I'm about to have the Death Note sign on my Pokemon. Yes, indeed. Okay, there is a Gyarados in this lineup, which means I definitely have to use Raichu. Well then, Aggron never gets any less frustrating. And also Tyranitar. Tyranitar is in there too. Okay, so then that cinches those. I probably should have the backup water type. Alright. Okay, definitely not the pairing I should have led with. See if this actually works. Mega Evolve and use Drain Punch. Okay, that did a significant amount, but unfortunately not enough in order to level him. Okay, I gotta dodge. Okay, this is working out uncharacteristically well. Okay, Drain Punch again. I say Drain Punch again. Down goes Tyranitar. They should probably put like a focus sash on that. A lot of people tend to use Tyranitar during gameplay. I don't see it being very frequently effective. Alright. I don't think I'm going to have equivalent luck against Aggron. Although Drain Punch is still super effective. They really want Pikachu X to win most of these. Ow. Alright. That did a lot of damage. Maybe I can still be first. Tell me you've got a Quick Claw. Yeah, at least on one of these. Here comes Gyarados. Drain Punch is gonna affect them pretty significantly too. Or not. I mean, definitely an electric attack would down a Gyarados in one hit. Let's see if I can actually make that happen. Be first, Raichu. There we go. I'm sure that is extremely frustrating. But of course, then I'm gonna faint too because I used Volt Tackle. All right. Who else did they send out? They sent out Aggron. Against Aggron, I'll use Militech. All right. Okay. Let's put the wash on this battle. Good, good, good. I am very pleased with my Pokemon right now. Yay! I made it to Great Ball Rank 1. Interestingly, they have a Grimmsnarl. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing quite a bit. Okay, well, having Raichu out might be useful against a Pelican, but unfortunately, everyone else seems to be more of a ground dampener. So, yes, I very desperately need to get a grass type in here. Yeah, so off chance Raichu is going to be useful, and perhaps Chandelure for the fairy type. Okay, we're starting with Bellibolt. This was a mistake. I should have brought my ground type. I don't know anyone who can stand up to this except for Raichu. Yay! Electric attacks raise my special attack. Nothing super effective here. That did very little battle damage. Soak me, turn me into the water type. Hose me down. Yeah, doing very little damage. Belly bolts are cool. Okay, so much for that. I get to heal a little from that. Anything with, like, so much as one electric type, I do need to have Mudsdale. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Ouch. Well, that takes care of Bellibolt, but I still have two more Pokemon to face. They have something vastly more intimidating to use against me. Yeah, Hydreigon is not going to take very much fire damage. As a matter of fact, nothing I do is going to do much damage to them at all. Try to do the Pokemon switch here. Go to Militech. Alright. And Dark Pulse does a substantial amount of damage. Alright. Time for the old dragon battle. Okay, unfortunately they get to stay up, and I am very badly damaged. All I can hope for is that if they miss, which they're not going to. Okay, that just leaves my badly hurt Chandelure to come in. There we go. Alright, so it looks like yeah, fairies, that one weird rock poison guy, Chandelure, Mudsdale, and that one ice type. That's probably one of the harder ones to deal with. I'll just bring out Dragonite. The best all-purpose Pokemon, well, in my humble opinion. I really like this theme. Okay, we're going to try to max this one out. Usually it's quite a bit stronger than that. In come the Caltrops. Yeah, they feel they're not going to get really far when it comes to this. But then they're going to bring out Gardevoir. Gardevoir, yeah, typically just a straight psychic type. I would love them to have a little fairy in them so that I would be able to destroy it with my Ghost Move. Here comes their Mega Evolution. Really not the place you should have put that. Just saying. Okay, they're playing Dragonite too, so yeah, they are playing the much more textured, tanky side of things. I'm surprised Chandelure is doing this well. Well, up until this very moment. Mudsdale's not quite going to do it either. That I always seem to be like one Pokemon removed from a good team. Okay, well, nothing to do except to play the ball where it landed. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be surfed to oblivion, but, you know, at least I've done significant damage to this Dragonite. Okay. Somebody should put all these Dragonite versus Dragonite fights on pay-per-view. But I am streaming, so perhaps that's precisely what I'm doing. Ice Beam seems to be particularly useful. But no, they're gonna withdraw and they're gonna bring out Gomora again. That'll do very little damage. Oh, avoiding a Dragon Meteor, would we? Okay. I lost my special defense. Did I get poisoned? No. Okay, that's good. Decent strat. Decent strat. I'll give him that. Where I am the cat in the hat. We now return to the Dragonite versus Dragonite battle, already in progress. Ooh, thunder. Ow. I'm not going to lie to you, that hurt like an Emmer effort. Alright, yeah. And that, my friends, is what wins Pokemon battles. Where are we at? We've been on for 90 minutes now. Still plenty of time in order to get a few more battles in. Only hope that maybe we might get into Ultra Ball by the end of the evening. Okay, 2 water types. There's also poison type. Yeah, another ground. A steel and a dragon. Something is distinctly telling me. Put out Mudsdale first. Yeah, Milotic would be a good second. Against fighting. Yeah, Grimmsnarl would be good at that. I'll just bring out Dragonite again. Alright. You know what I miss from Pokemon Stadium? I miss the announcer voice. I guess maybe they thought, you know, they were, you know, cutting the voice samples a little bit too close to each other, but... Or, I don't know. I have no idea what they were thinking. Most of this team will fall to Earthquake. Oh. Well, then, of course, then we've got Lucha Tony the Tiger up over in here. Looks like your luck just wasn't great. Okay, this guy really does seem to like his fighting types. Only a little damage at this point. Not bad, not bad. It did equally as much. Okay, time to rest. Assuming I'll get the chance to. No, I'm gonna get Ice Punch. Ah, punch. Right in the face. Okay, well, I've got dragons to rely on now. Okay, 2 Pokemon down. Starmie. Interesting. Alright. Well, Ice Beam is not going to be very effective. Well, not honestly, nothing should be very effective. I'm just going to have to power through this one. Here comes Mega Starmie. He be a long, long boy. Starro, the Conqueror. You gotta love the tenacity of the second header. Ooh, crit. So long, Slender Starman. Alright. We still fighting, folks. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, wow, they have one of those regional primates. Then we got Skyscraper Dragon again. Yeah, significant flying type, so... Raichu... yeah, Mudsdale, or the one electric type. And... yeah, Dragon Knight, just for the heavy hitting. Okay, we're starting out with Skyscraper Dragon. You would think, yeah, lightning striking a Skyscraper would be more effective. No such luck. No can do. Well, supposedly that did a lot of, that was super effective, but it didn't do a lot of damage. Swiped by the Dragon Tail. Well, which forces me to swap. Don't know if that's necessarily something you want to do. Well, yeah, because this is all not very effective. Maybe he's not Skyscraper Dragon. Maybe he's Bridge Dragon. It looks a little bit more like a bridge. Maybe his Mega Evolution. That's Skyscraper Dragon. Battle against these Pokemons is daunting, but not impossible. And now I've been swiped back. I'll go ahead and just take the last of your HP there. Here comes that, yeah, absolutely frightening regional primate. Let's see. I think that it's a third evolution. It's, it comes after primate. Playing rough is super effective. It must be a part dark type. Okay, yeah, you probably didn't want to do a stat booster. Not when I've got my finger on the fairy button. And this is why nobody ever lets Raichu out of their team. Here comes Jolteon. This is going to be especially interesting. Ow. Here I didn't think Alluring Voice was going to be a standard attack. I'm more than happy to just let them faint and... Oh, okay, they decided to forfeit instead. Okay, you do you, buddy. Just continue to hope this gets me closer and closer to, Oh, well, forget about it. Now I'm in Ultra rank, Ultra Ball rank 4. Awesome. Definitely the goal that I wanted to accomplish tonight. We're gonna get some storyline stuff here. I see you've been doing some wonderful work out there, Brainy the RPG Cat. Thank you, overly fashionable champion of the entire league. Caraway, nice timing. Brainy's reached another big milestone. Oh, I hear. Congratulations on reaching the Ultra Ball tier. Please allow me to confer upon you this ultra special title. You earned the title of Ultra Trainer. Your box's maximum capacity has increased to fit 5 more Pokemon. Even Caraway is personally acknowledging your efforts. That means you're knocking it out of the park, eh? Well, I should warn you, you climb up the rankings will only grow more challenging from here. You'll face formidable opponents, no doubt. Right, you'll have to be tougher than ever before if you want to go raking in the victories. You'll need to keep working on your strategies, too. I'm sure that Brainy is more than up to the task. On that note, I shall take my leave. Alright. Yay! Ultra Trainer badge. So, one thing I want to do before I progress, I am definitely buying that Mega Stone for Dragonite. Let's see, where is it? It costs 2,000 VT. That's most of the money that I have attained so far. Alright. Okay, do a box swap. See if I have a somewhat viable grass type to replace Grimmsnarl with. I have a Vileplume. They have mostly grass moves. I'm gonna give that a try. And then when it comes to held items, leftovers, give that to Vileplume. Alright. Oh. I also need... Yeah, well... Yeah, we're replacing held items. That means I need to put the Megastone onto Dragonite. That frees up a Quick Claw. Maybe Mudsdale needs a Quick Claw. There we go. And then the Focus Sash. Yeah, those are all Megastone Pokemon, so I don't want to swap them. I will put it on Milotic. Alright. Okay. Good rebalancing of the team's resources. I'm gonna go to train for a bit because I want to swap around some of Vileplume's moves. So, Sleep Powder actually might be quite useful here. So would Giga Drain. Let's get rid of Petal Blizzard. They can Sunny Day. They have enormous access to a bunch of poison moves. And Fairy Move, Moonblast. So I might want to do that too, but I need something powerful. Maybe Sludge Wave. And then also... Oh, I already did have Toxic. Well, I'm willing to keep it. Sleep Powder. You know, actually, yeah, I am going to switch Sleep Powder, and I'm going to use it to get that Moonblast. Okay, so let's train this. Okay, so now I have a good grass type. Rainy, have fun, buddy. I'm going to bed. Have a good evening, Reaper, and thank you very much for tuning in. Alright. Let's see if we can make any progress in the Ultra Ball. Okay, against this group, yeah, there does seem to be a substantial poisonous type, a substantial electric type. I will put in Dragonite. Well, I want to try Vileplume for the first time, and there is a substantial water type here. So Dragonite. Yeah, Mudsdale for the poison types. And also Vileplume. Alright. I believe Vileplume is one of the Pokemon I got out of Pokemon Go, so if they find themselves useful in this, then all the better to them. Okay, Mega Evolve, and use Draco Meteor. Look at those big old wings on his head. Okay, did a lot of damage. Of course, yeah, Toxic getting me immediately to being poisoned. Alright. Baneful Bunker protected itself. With Baneful Bunker. Why the thing I always wonder about modern Pokemon was why did you have to call it Baneful? Why couldn't it have just been Bunker? That's what he is the Bunker Pokemon. Okay, out goes Toxapex. In comes Corviknight. Corviknight is a steel and a flying, I believe. Okay, that did absolutely no damage at all. Okay, it goes on like this. Ice Beam. Corviknight, one of the substantially more sturdy flying types in this game. I am in a lot of trouble here. Try to see if we can get the Fire Blast in. I don't have... What's his bucket? I don't have my Quick Claw on Dragonite because I can't have it both ways. Yay for Roost. Yeah, it's back to 100% health. And down I go. That is unfortunate. And Corviknight is probably going to be the death of this team. Okay, well, two of us can play the Toxic game. Oh, flinched. Alright. Oh, not affected by Toxic, huh? This is... yeah, this is trouble. Giggity! Yeah, definitely not the Pokemon I should have brought into this fight. Alright, well. I'm not entirely sure Mudsdale's going to do much better. You haven't succeeded in fainting a Pokemon yet, so at least I got that going for me. Okay, this bird's a tank. This bird's a stealth bomber. I'm immediately regretting going up in level because now all the Pokemon battles are going to be this hard or harder. Alright. Yeah, not very effective. Took damage. I don't think I'm going to succeed in getting a rest, but I'm going to try to get a rest. Nope, not going to get a rest. Well, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I should have brought my Raichu. Yeah, I got nothing. I like how Vileplume just kind of sits down with a great big grin on their face when they're fainting. Well, there goes my advantage joining Ultra Ball. What time is it? It's getting close to the 2-hour mark. I'll probably just do one more battle. A lot of water types here. A lot of combination water types, though, as well. So, yeah, electricity is not going to do too good, but Vileplume will. Then, well, let me see, against Steel type. I'll see Mudsdale. And Skyscraper Dragon is in here, too. Who did I beat Skyscraper Dragon? I beat them with Raichu, quite honestly. Alright. The drizzle comes down. Nothing super effective, unfortunately. I think maybe they're a partial ice type. Let's try some poison on them. Ooh, battered by Hurricane. Flying attacks, not very good. Gained confusion. And then hurt myself. This is bad. This is really bad. Probably going to have to take this in for more training after this. Alright, well. Ow. Down goes Vileplume. I guess he gets an automatic withdrawal with the character's ability. Okay. Out comes Empoleon. They'll have to choose who I pick out, and so I'm going to pick Raichu. Water and Steel cannot stop me. I am going to Mega Evolve and Volt Tackle you. Down goes Empoleon in one regrettable hit. You can bring out Pelipper. Yeah, I didn't feel like you were going to. Swampert is partially a ground type, so I should... Yeah. I do not have the ability in order to take it out. Unless, you know, I actually use my breath attack. gosh, he's so big. That is one giant axolotl, and if you don't like it, you can relax a little. And I've just been one-hitted. Rat. Well, now I have nothing against a ground type to fight 2 water types. This is bound to go well. Let's see if giving you that quick was a good idea. Ow. Nope. Well, I cannot regret losing to the Battletoad. Alright, folks. Well, this concludes our broadcast day. So, I don't have any scheduled streams for this week, but it is very likely I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an art stream, and then I'll probably be back on Sunday. Try to see if my sidekick wants to be here in order to play a game of Paladin. But if they're not, you know, just pick out something. Yeah, no real schedules this week. Alright, there we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pick out somebody that we would like to raid. Let's see, who would we like to pay a visit to right now? For those of you watching on Twitch, doing the raid thing. Alright, we are going to go over to pay a visit to somebody I rarely ever get an opportunity to raid to because I usually don't stream on this hour. We're going to go over to visit Reef Snacks. Reef Snacks is a water Pokemon trainer, VTuber, but right now they're actually in the middle of playing Final Fantasy XIV, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch that. Okay, folks, thank you everybody for tuning in. As that, like I said, I'll more than likely be back tomorrow evening. With some art. That is because, yeah, I didn't think the raid was going through. In the meantime, thank you everybody for tuning in, and including the great abundance of people who are tuning in on Twitch, on TikTok tonight. I remain Brainy the RPG Cat. Remember, BRNY means smart. Nothing is too hard if you use your head. Always be the change you want to see in the world. Have a good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for watching.